Welcome to another episode of More Than a Barber. I'm your host, AP, and let me tell you, today it's going to be a good conversation. I got an incredible guest. They are in the studio, finally got them in the studio, and you want to make sure you buckle up. It's going to be a super dope conversation. As you already know, this is a podcast that helps inspiring barbers level up their career with the dopest content. Now, so check this out, man. We got some guests that you definitely want to lock in with. They are in the room. The owner of King Midas, the brand, capes and all. They're in the building. What's up, my guy?
What's going on, everybody?
How
This
you
is
feeling, man?
good. This is Joe Vargas, aka Jackpot, King Midas Empire. That's the brand.
Yes, sir.
I'm definitely happy and blessed to be part of this show.
Thank you, man. And then,
Appreciate the opportunity.
absolutely, man. Absolutely. I'm honored that you're here, man. Thank you for showing up. And I know you're gonna bless our community. And check this out, Joe. We got Mike in the building too. Like Mike been on the show already. This is the first guest that doubled back. We ain't double
What's up,
back in,
y'all?
in
Back
some
in the
shows.
building.
What's up, Mike?
Mike in the building. What's up, y'all? A barber's life, King Midas life. Let's go.
Let's go. So let's get into the conversation, man. I am very impressed with what it is that you have brought to the barber industry, and of course, as we have this conversation, I'm going to get to know more and more about you as the owner and the brand name King Midas. Now, of course, we know Mike; he's a part of the team, but
Absolutely.
I want to be able to just kind of pick your brain. This is going to be almost like a master class as it relates to barbering, building a brand, and where we are today with the actual industry. So, how did you get started with building your brand when it comes to what it is that you bring to the table?
Well, the way I got into the game really was the fact that barbering was always like underserved, and it still is. In the industry, the industry looks like they cater more to the stylists, and it's always been that way. So when I started, I figured that there were so many products that we use that needed to be tweaked or needed to be innovated. So I got in the game with that perspective. Like I got to find a way to innovate something. So also being that we're barbers and we all have that creative side, I decided like I would take that creative side and put it on a canvas.
Mm.
And that's how I started putting it on the capes and aprons, trying to pretty much change the game. And I think we did that.
Hey, yo, I had to interrupt this episode for just 1 second. I know you're enjoying this. And do me a favor, make sure you like and subscribe because this is an episode that always helps barbers level up their career. And check this out. We have some brand products that I think you need to lock in with. When it comes to this episode, King Midas, man, they got the best quality capes that you need to cut in. This is going to help you out. Now back to the show. Absolutely. I know we recently did a show together, and thank you for the opportunity to be able to cut at your booth, man. That
Definitely.
was a dope experience, man. I even actually got one of your capes. I kept this, man. So shout out
There
to
you go.
King
That's
Mike.
that's the love edition.
This the love edition?
Yeah, that's the love edition right there. Well,
Let's go.
that has
Okay.
some real meaning because
Yeah.
that was done basically with a twist for kids with autism. So if
Wow.
you really look at the cape, you'll actually see the pattern that represents autism. But we put our spin to it, where we put our,
Yeah.
our flair and
Yeah.
our, that drip that we know resonates with the barbers, but at the same time it has a message. So that's another thing that I like to do that separates me from the rest of the brands is that we actually take our lifestyle and
Mhm.
incorporate it into the products. So this way we differentiate ourselves from the other people that are doing the same thing we're doing or, trying to follow what we're doing, which is great. But we like to make sure that we maintain that originality and that finger on the pulse of who we are as barbers.
Right. So you pretty much figured out a way to separate yourself. It's the barber industry for those that are single track minded, they may feel like it's oversaturated. But people like yourself and Mike, y'all look at the industry like, no, there's still room for creativity.
Absolutely. Like the thing with King Midas
Yeah.
is that as a barber, I started as a barber.
Yeah.
And I always looked at barbering as something that could open the doors for other things other than cutting hair.
Yeah.
When I speak to other barbers, I always ask them something like, so what's the end game for you? Like, what's your absolute
Mm.
goal? Like, your absolute goal, in my opinion, has to be a little bit bigger than barbering. So
Wow.
I branched off from barbering and did something totally different to show people, like, look, we could do bigger things with barbering. You feel
Still.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And and that's how I ended up going that direction as far as like with the products and expanding the products, and then still talking to the community and letting them know, yo, we could do bigger things,
Like
you
that,
know.
bro.
And yeah, so we always felt like there was a bigger vision
Yeah.
with barbering, not just cutting hair. And don't get me wrong, cutting hair is great, but even if you just cutting in the shop, there's still a bigger vision even in the shop,
So
price
good.
wise, quality
It's
wise.
so
You
good.
know, you guys can bring up other barbers,
Uh-huh.
mentor them, have them be more like you. And then you raise the bar financially, professionally, and that's how I feel like we all got to look at it.
So you pretty much built a brand to where you not only are separating yourself from the industry, but you also built a team. How did you meet? How did you meet Mike? How did that happen? How did that connection happen?
Well, honestly,
Yeah,
me and Mike go back first
yeah,
of all.
yeah.
In this industry, it's very hard to find absolute genuine people. Like you
Hmm.
might find some people that they might they might show you love 1 minute,
Hmm.
but if they get a little bit of of shine, if that's how their mindset is, and they feel like they can do something better with another brand or whatever,
Hmm.
even though y'all started together, they'll double cross you. You know what I mean? And that's just the nature of any industry. It's not just this industry, but also there's a lot of genuine people in the barber industry, and Mike was one of those people. Like he just used to rock with King Midas, like the
Uh,
capes and all that
yeah.
stuff, and he would show me love. I
That's
think we
what's
met
up.
at Bronner's. Right?
Yeah, it was like '08.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so
like
it was
way
I say
back.
y'all been rocking.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so he
It
was
was
just like a genuine
Yeah,
supporter,
yeah,
right.
but he also was bringing more to the table than barbering because
yeah,
back then he was doing videos and he was
yep,
doing pictures,
yep.
and he would send me these professional videos and pictures that I was like, yo, you got talent.
Right.
And then he was like, yo, I'm gonna be at Bronner Brothers or whatever. So I was like, yo, pull up. So we met, and he always had a lot more to bring to the table than just cutting as well. You know what I
Um,
mean? He had a vision of how he was going to use his barber and also to go to another level. So I was like, yo, this is perfect. So he came on board.
It's dope. Mike, we go way back, bro. For some of you that don't know, Mike was the first barber that showed me about the clipper. I mean, not the clipper, excuse me, but the camera game. I had a Nikon at the time. You had a
Yeah,
Sony.
yep. Tony
Um,
Gang,
and I
Funk
wanted to
Gang.
become more than a barber.
Mm,
Shameless plug, but I really wanted to become
Yeah,
more than a
mm,
barber. And Mike, we met up downtown Dallas, and we was like, "Come on, bro, we're gonna shoot everything. We're gonna
yeah.
shoot those that are homeless. We're gonna
Mm,
shoot, people walking." You showed me a lot of love, and so I can relate to what you're saying as it relates to meeting genuine barbers. But
right.
Mike, what has it been like working with this brand? And kind of tell me, like, what is it that you have seen that has helped elevate your game?
I'll tell you first of all, the industry, man. When I met him,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying, I was looking for something, you know what I'm saying? Just I initially went, just meeting people, just
Yeah,
dang, this is a different walk. I'm originally from California, so
yeah.
I'm like meeting new people, different area. It's a melting pot. It's like,
Hmm.
man, who he's from here, he's from here. This
Hmm.
they cut like this, they do this. And it was
Yeah,
just like, he was
yeah.
just like, hey, bro, come pull up. And I was like,
Mhm,
all right, drop your stuff.
mhm.
Ever since then, we've been rocking, man. Every show, every
Yeah,
event, we calling each other, we texting 24/7. Hey, how you feel about that? Hey,
yeah,
and it's been genuine, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times when we go to shows, a lot of people be like, hey, what's up, bro? And they just walk off. You really don't talk to them anymore.
right.
He hit me up afterwards, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, oh, okay, let's hit it, let's see what's going on, let's pop it.
Yeah,
And it's been years now, years. Kids
mhm,
involved. We talk about kids,
yeah,
relationships, it's everything.
it's like a
So
family,
yeah,
but also I wanted to touch on the fact that the way he said, like with barbers,
mhm,
there's certain barbers that, like, I feel like they don't understand that the more you keep people that are kind of like you
yeah,
in your circle,
yeah,
the more you guys can help each other and bring each other up
right,
when you need that help. You know what I'm
100%.
saying? Because we understand what we all are going through. We
Yeah,
all face the same sort of obstacles and
yeah,
hurdles. So we can relate to each other when we say certain things, yo, this is happening. So me and him, we speak sort of the same language.
Yeah.
So if he tells me he's having an issue in a certain thing, I can help him. It's
Yeah.
more than just the brand, you know.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
when you get a team like that of all of y'all, then that makes everybody the same. You all can lift each other up, and you all also can relate to not just each other on the business level, but the barbering level and then the family level.
That's super dope. Let me say, I think it was when we were at the show, I was going around doing different interviews. And one of the things that I shared, I think it was Popular Nobody. Shout out to my dog, Popular Nobody. I told him our community is not who, in fact, look like me and you.
Right.
The community is people that think like us.
Exactly.
Right.
So if we
Right.
think the same, regardless of color or creed, that's our community.
Right.
Definitely.
You
Well,
feel me?
yeah, I feel like barbers in general,
Yeah.
we're like, not that we're like a breed, but we're like I would say like a walk of life.
100%.
Right.
That's
Color
dope.
doesn't matter,
Yeah.
race, the religion, race, all that stuff don't matter. We're just like a walk of life. So we all know certain things that we deal with on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
We know that we're in an industry that is always evolving. We know these things. We know that we're not really considered professionals anywhere except for in our own world.
Yeah.
This is our own little struggle.
Yeah.
So when we have the barber animosity towards each other,
Yeah.
I feel like that's
Yeah.
setting us backwards.
But it's like, and I know we just having a conversation for real. Like, that's heavy right now. We can see it at the shows. We can see it on social media. Like, barbers are some, not all.
Not all. No,
Right.
no.
Not all.
Some of them are too arrogant, too deep for their own good. Like they can't be replaced. And I feel like we're at a point where everybody is replaceable.
Well, that's
Yeah.
that's super,
You feel me?
That's super deep because 5 years ago, all the influencers, all the
Yeah.
people that I feel were quote unquote hot
They're
or
barbers.
popping or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
a lot of them are like considered washed up right now.
Right.
Like even some of the corporate
OG.
companies that might have
Mhm.
hired them, they don't want nothing to do with them.
Let me ask y'all this. Why do you think that they're washed up?
Times
I don't think any of
change.
them are washed up. I'm just saying by the way the industry treats them, by the way, like let's say, for example, let's say I'm rocking with one of my people, you know,
Yeah.
and I'm everywhere with them,
Yeah.
and we built something together. Like, because that's what I
Right.
feel that influencers do for companies. I feel like they
100%.
build your company.
100%.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, you decide I want to disregard everything he did for me.
Yeah.
And I'm replacing him.
Mm.
So that's what I think a lot of the influencers and all these people, they don't understand. Like, listen, don't get your head too big. Don't let that ego get the best of you, because they will drop you and go right on to the next. You are replaceable.
You are
Right.
replaceable.
Absolutely.
You are replaceable.
That's true. That's
I,
true.
I think you're gonna say something. Mike. Go ahead, bro.
No, I was agreeing. I was understanding. That's 100%.
Yeah, and the reason why I'm saying that you are replaceable, because everything nowadays with the corporate companies and brands is about convenience. It's about followers. It's about who has the most influence.
What's hot?
What's-
Speed right now?
Speed.
Because you got barbers that's the microwave industry. It's a microwave industry in a sense. Clippers that was hot. It was hot years ago. They're trying to figure out what's going to be the next wave. Who's going to be the next wave of barber? What's going to be the next technique? What's going to be the next gel spray? What's
Yeah.
going to be the next? So
Yeah.
they're trying to get ahead of that. So 5-10 years they're cycling through barbers like crazy. So a lot of them don't see it. A lot of them still want to be Mr. Irrelevant to an era of kids who their social media is already starting off with 12,000 out of high school.
I
So-
promise you. I promise you.
That's kind of crazy.
Mhm.
Why you got this guy who built up his social media from 10 followers to 20,000, and this kid
Yeah.
come out of high school with 12,000
Off to the races.
off to the races. You know what I'm saying? And you looking like, oh, let
Yeah.
me
And then
jump
they're gonna
on
go
him.
right after him. They're gonna go right
Right.
after him.
They are.
And-
They are.
right.
Get him for his prime, and
Yeah.
then
And the next
out.
guy.
Next
And
dude.
I commend them. I commend that. You know what I'm saying? But I tell a lot of them, man, utilize what you got. You know what I'm saying? Take advantage of that. You have all them followers for what? What are you doing with them?
But
you know what I'm saying?
But in a reversal of it, I would say a lot of us are talented.
Right.
I can see the ego, you know what I mean? But think about it this way. How talented really are you? Can you actually do something that cannot be replicated?
Mm,
And that's where you see
it's
where
a
your
bar.
value really is.
That's a
Right.
Because
bar.
why do you have an ego when you could cut good hair? We all can cut good hair. Anybody
Right.
can cut good hair, right? And a lot of us can get followers. You know what I mean? You know,
Yeah.
people be doing all types of hacks to get followers. But
100%.
what is your real talent? Where's the
Mm,
substance? If you take everything away from you, can you rebuild that? And that's where
good.
your value really is, right?
It's
You know,
good.
so that's where you could check your ego at the door if
Yeah.
certain things don't apply. Like if you got popping because you great with haircuts with enhancements and TikTok videos. How long can you hold that down?
That's
How
good.
long can you run
Right.
that up?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Right? But now,
Man.
like we were saying before, now when
Mhm.
you start building your brand and you start bringing that equity to the table, like, nah,
Mm.
you can come at us all you want and try to destroy what we built. We still can do something else. We still can come back.
Yeah.
You ain't
Right.
stopping us. So that's why we keep emphasizing when we talk to the younger barbers and even some of the older barbers, like, yo, you got to figure out how to brand yourself.
Mm.
Whatever it is, whatever lane you want to choose. There's limitless lanes in barbering. Pick one and then run with it and build that. And then they can't take that from you. But
Right.
all the rest of the stuff could be taken from you.
You talked about TikTok and having a lot of followers on Instagram. It seems like it's easy to do these days to get you
Right.
a quick 15, 20,000 followers on the ground, 100,000 on TikTok.
I'm not saying it's easy to do because even that's not even easy
Because
to do.
everybody would.
What I'm saying is like the value of that. How long can you run that up? Like, because you know that's a phase. It's a phase. You can't do
Yeah,
TikToks for 10 years straight
for
unless I
sure.
don't know, unless that's just really your whole entire life.
For
The
sure.
rest of us, we
Right.
got we got lives. You know, we can't be doing that
Yeah,
24/7. So what I'm
100%.
saying is how much value can you what comes after that? You know,
Right.
like what are you gonna do with that? The whole monetization of it all and building something that has real legacy or real foundation, that's where your value gonna lie at. You know what I'm
True.
saying? So there's nothing wrong with followers and all that, but think about what exactly you gonna do with it. Because at the end of the day, the world's gonna look at you like, but what does this guy really do that can't be done?
Right.
That can't be replicated?
So you think a barber should be known for what they've built from a legacy perspective? Or are you saying they
Well, I'm
should be?
saying the value is more in that.
Right.
Got you.
Because
Because
everybody has a legacy.
who's gonna take away something that you built? I mean, you like you said you had a daughter. Like you
Yeah,
might build something your daughter can one
Right.
day
You can
utilize
pass
and
it.
expand upon with
Right.
pride. You
100%.
feel what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But if you like just trying to get hot on social media just to get a sponsorship, let's say,
Mhm.
that's
Right.
great. And that you can probably parlay that into something else.
For sure.
But what if you can't? Like, what if you just get in that lane like a lot of us do, where we just continuously do the same thing for years?
Yeah.
After a while, the brands are gonna be like, "Yo, we done with you."
Yeah.
And then what? Then you have nothing.
I like what you said. And Mike, you could probably help me out with this too. You talked about you can get signed by a brand and parlay that. You have quite a few followers. You have about 150 plus thousand followers. That's a pretty big platform. That's a huge platform. And when it comes to social media and it comes to the barber industry, I'm noticing that barbers are chasing clout rather
Opposed
than
to
chasing substance,
the
which is what
reality.
you're alluding to. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
True.
And so, what would you say is the most beneficial for a young barber hearing this conversation and saying, "Man, that's some gems. I don't know how to start, or I
Get
don't
you
know
a
how to
vet.
build a brand." You know what I'm saying? Like
Get
that.
you a vet. A lot of young barbers don't want to. They want their microwave. They want to go to the end result of the business, the
Yeah.
industry. They don't want to go to someone who's been cutting a while. I'm like, hey man, do you mind if I shadow you, be
Yeah.
up under you, learn a little bit from you,
Mm.
and not understanding. Some of them will teach them a lot stuff that you didn't know. Then you can pass that on to somebody else, and that's one of the biggest things in the industry that we shy away from. Some of the vets act like it's a problem to teach some of the younger guys. Some of the younger guys act like it's a problem to learn from the vets. They feel like, oh, I already know what I want to know because I can do this, apply this, and then I'm here already where you're at. not understanding the technique, the years, the sweat, the sh- the overall time, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying, you've
bro.
put into the industry to get where you're going, to get where you're trying to go. You know, so that's one of the biggest features of you being young. You got the time now, so you know what I'm saying, go learn.
So you think they should get a mentor? You think they should
Why
get
not? Everybody has a mentor.
That's
You know what I'm
good.
saying? You get a mentor. A mentor kind of shows, you know, it was people before us
Yeah.
three
Yeah.
that was showing us steps,
100%.
stuff like that to get us where we need to go. And then it's people that's in the other lanes that we have, our other lanes of opportunities, that's showing us steps that we can put into implementing to growing our
Yeah.
brand and our person.
I
Yeah.
feel like in barbering, mentorship is not spoken about enough.
Right.
I feel like we need to understand, first of all, the relationship between a mentor and a mentee.
Right.
So, for example, if I mentor someone, which I never had all the supporters of mine, when they see me at the shows and they show me love, they always, and they can attest to this, I always try my best to listen to them and try to see where their head is at and see if I can help them. But what you got to understand with the mentor mentee relationship is it's not always just me giving you advice and you taking it. It's me giving you advice to make you better. But at the same time, there has to be a mutual respect.
Right.
Nothing else but respect. And
True.
that's how those relationships work. And I feel like in the barber industry, it was never taught. You know, we're so busy worried about fades. We're so busy worrying about, like you said, clout and all these other things, which, look, to each his own. We all getting in the game, whatever motivates you,
Right.
that's great.
Right.
But if you really want to, you want to take this to another level, mentorship, but understand like you got to respect whoever mentors you because they want you to grow. They really do want you to grow. They probably see themselves in you,
Yeah.
but
True.
you got to know your part too. You know, like I would say I mentored almost everybody who I could, even if I felt they knew more than me. I always have the mindset like we can learn from everybody. You
Right.
know, even someone who we feel might not be in our lane, maybe they have another perspective, like for your brand. You know, like people
Right.
come up to me all the time. They're like, "Yo, King Midas is. I love how far you guys have come,
Yeah.
but why don't y'all do this show? Why y'all don't do this thing? Why y'all don't do that?" And then that's when I get to tell them how the brand moves, and then I tell them if you want to do what I do or this type of thing, these are the obstacles you'll have to deal with too. And then that's how I feel like we should start the whole mentor mentee conversation and relationship within the industry that is
Mhm.
going to help us all.
I got a question, but before I ask that, I want to tap onto this mentorship conversation because um, some barbers are too prideful to say, I need a mentor, or I want to tap in with Joe, or I want to tap in with Mike, or whoever, right?
Right.
The reason why we don't hear, in my opinion, this is just my own opinion, my own assessment. I have a mentorship program. All of the mentees are young cats that's hungry.
The hungry ones
They
come.
they
The hungry
they
ones
like
come.
they like vultures. AP, whatever you selling, I'm buying
Well,
pretty
Right.
much.
like they say, a closed mouth don't get fed.
Exactly.
I could show you
Exactly.
probably hundreds of DMs over the years
Wow.
Right.
of people that just bought my products and all that, and they'll ask me for advice.
Yeah.
They might not do it in person where they
Yeah.
feel awkward, but
Yeah.
they'll send me a paragraph or a book in a
Yikes.
DM asking me for advice. And they can tell you that I take my time. I might not answer right away,
Yep.
but I'll take my time and I'll go
Yep.
back because I start scrolling through and be like, damn, I'll see like how long it is. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to answer this.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to come back to this.
Right, right.
But when I come back to it, I really try to see what they're trying to get at, and then I'll pick it apart, and then I'll give them my best advice. And these are people who I've never met, who might have
Yeah.
just bought my product, or might just even like what I'm doing. And it don't take much, man, but you do have to ask
Yeah.
and try. And
Yeah.
don't be upset if they don't answer you back, because not everybody. It don't mean they're a bad person. Maybe they might not see it. Maybe but it's just something that you have to be willing to just put yourself out there and give it a shot.
Do you guys think that when they ask for mentorship, essentially what they're saying without saying is, I want to be on your level, so show me how to be on your level, or because you winning right now, I just want to be in your seat? Because there's a
It
difference.
depends.
Well,
on
That's
the
great. That's a
person.
great
You see what
question.
I'm saying?
Well, that's why I said you have to understand your relationship.
Right.
When you want to do a mentor. Like imagine me wanting to get a mentorship with somebody who I want to eventually take out.
But that's what
Like
that's what I'm
that's not a
saying.
mentor
It's weird
relationship.
energy. It's
Exactly.
weird
So
because
more of you got a motive.
your
That you got a
intentions aren't
motive.
really listening. Your
Exactly.
intentions is to take over.
And
you know what I'm saying?
I
So
feel
it's-
like that's why the barber industry shies away from mentorship because they looking at you like, yo,
Right.
you look like you got that energy where it might not be beneficial for me to mentor you.
right.
100%.
And your mentor has the right to say that because a lot of in this industry where we're driven. Whenever you have an industry that's driven by clout, people are gonna come with bad intentions because clout is
Yeah.
temporary. So they're gonna come with bad intentions. A lot of them are gonna come because they want that quick satisfaction. So you got to watch those people. But if you come with a genuine type of demeanor,
Yeah.
and if I'm asking you about something that might not even have much to do with what you do, but I feel like you can help me in that direction,
Yeah.
why wouldn't they want to help you?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like a lot of people ask me, how do I become an educator? How do I become? How do I open up a shop? All these things that I have experience in either seeing or being around.
Mhm.
And why would I not tell you that? There's enough for all of us with barbering as far as education goes, barbershops and all this stuff. So if I can give you that advice,
Yeah.
why wouldn't I give it to you?
It's too dope, man.
Can I add to that? Can
Yeah,
I add
yeah,
to that
yeah.
a little bit? The mentors have to be able to teach them. You know what I'm saying? Without, you know what I'm saying, with an open mind. Like it's kind of hard to pour into something that's empty, and you feel like everybody should get what you're telling them off top. So you'll come with a level of arrogance, like, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes they have to be humble enough to teach. You know, teaching is an art. Teaching is hard to a lot of people. A lot of people stray away from teaching because of that. They know their issues and stuff like that. And then a lot of times they have bad habits that they would give to that person too.
That is fire. And I'm gonna tell you why that's fire. Because we're good at what we do behind the chair and with our brands, right? But every barber that's good at cutting hair may
Right.
not be an educator.
Right.
You might be good at cutting, but you may not be good at teaching.
Right.
Just like you might be good at cutting hair behind a chair, but not owning a shop.
Right.
You got to know your lane, right?
Exactly.
And I like what you said there. I like what you both said. And I feel like where we are now with the industry, if a young barber coming out of school doesn't have a mentor of some kind, I think they will be the ones that will change the trajectory of this industry,
right.
not for the better.
Because they're scared. They're out there running wild. They're out there like,
Running
you know what I'm
wild,
saying?
and they're doing what, and I'm saying not all of them, but some of them will change the industry. Coming out of school, pricing yourself out already.
Already.
You
burn
hadn't
out.
you don't have a foundation
Right.
that can allow you to parlay your gift.
Or know where the area you need to be at to
100%.
utilize where you supposed to utilize your talents better, pretty much.
Yes, absolutely. And so that's kind of like my beef with the industry, but it kind of drives me to the question that I wanted to ask. With this being said, what is some of the challenges that you run into with owning this brand when it comes to at large?
Well, with King Midas,
Yes.
a lot of what we spoke about
Yes.
as far as like the way the industry and the way the world looks at barbers, that's been my biggest obstacle because a lot of times they feel like a barber can't run a business on a high level. So they look at you and they're gonna put you in a certain box. Like this guy's a barber. He doesn't know how to run a business. He don't know how to handle logistics of shipping. He don't know how to handle marketing.
Mhm.
He don't know how to handle product development.
Mhm.
And that's why I like when people get to know the King Midas brand because they can actually see this is a barber, one barber that created this with
Wow.
by himself from behind a chair. You know, this is the truth. You know, how many other brands like mine are doing that? You know, probably not none in my little section, but I'm sure there's other people that are doing it. But we as barbers got to show people we got to command our respect in certain avenues. So if you decide to do something like become an entrepreneur, you have to put another hat on. You know, because now you're a barber slash entrepreneur, but with entrepreneur comes a whole bunch of skill sets. And being that we're barbers, well, for the most part, none of us have no degrees, college degrees and things of that nature for marketing,
Yeah.
for shipping operations and handling day-to-day business operations. So they might not give somebody like me a shot. But at the bottom line, end of the day, they're realizing that barbers are the ones who actually, we shift the culture. We make people buy products. We make people
Right.
change products. When King Midas came out, we made them change the entire way capes are made, the entire way smocks are made. And we made other people want to get in the game. Like, yo, I want to do what that guy's doing, and they're not even barbers. So this is why we got to understand, when we decide we want to put a hat on, make sure you know how to do that skill set. And I feel like entrepreneurship is a skill set.
It's good.
And we,
Right.
as barbers, like, we have to understand that and come in there showing them, like, listen, we can handle these operations that could scale the business.
Let's say, Mike, let's just say I am a brand. I want to choose a brand as a barber. Like, I'm trying to go through the roof. As a beginner barber, what should they be doing from your perspective?
Start a brand. It depends on you. You know what I'm saying? What brand are you starting? Do you plan on selling it to somebody, or do you plan on just bringing people to you?
If I'm the barber that says I am the brand, as my cut game is concerned, like my
First,
skills.
you start off marketing.
Mhm.
One of the big keys of branding is marketing. With the quality of marketing, the quality of service.
Yeah.
You start out, word of mouth first. You're gonna start out. And one big key thing that I tell a lot of barbers: go to a few shows, at least 1-2 a year, just to kind of
That's
knock
good.
the dust off of.
That's good.
Knock the dust off of you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people get complacent, and me and Jack talked about this.
Mhm.
We'll sit, you're just not want to go outside. We call it, you know what I'm saying, being outside. And we try to tell barbers, man, go out, learn some. If you don't do anything, go to a show, watch other people cut, you're gonna learn something different.
I got
You're
you.
gonna learn from somebody else. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna learn something. You're gonna see what's hot, what's kind of coming out, get ahead of the new wave. You know what I'm saying? I remember one point in time, the Usher cut was hot. Everybody was on it.
I remember that.
How fast that died off.
Ooh. Talking about the little
the little birds. You remember when the wave came and it was like everybody was going crazy over it.
And shout out to, was that Curtis?
Yeah,
shout out to Curtis.
Yeah, and I was like, oh
That was
man,
a year run, right?
Yeah,
It was, bro. I remember
crazy,
that. I remember that.
Crazy.
I
was
remember
like,
that. It was fire though. It
yeah,
was
and
a
I went
fire
to
cut.
Atlanta when it kind of first started, and everybody was like, seen 2 or 3 dudes with it. I'm like, what kind of cut is that, bro? I took a photo of it. I went home, did cut like three dudes. I looked up, whole barbershop, kids in there, Usher. So
yeah.
that's one of the big benefits of being a
burst
barber.
fade.
Yeah. So, go to the hair show. Even though if you don't buy any product, you still can kind of see what's hot, what's coming out. And I learned that a lot from all the hair shows that we've done. We've been to, I can't even count how many hair shows I've been to, you know what I'm saying? From different areas, different states, different, from hair to barber shows to just cut parties to.
Y'all traveled the world. What do y'all think is the best edgers out right now? Like, hands down.
I'll let Mike take that question. to me, 'cause
I don't really have no. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not
Mike
really.
got one.
Okay, so you cut with the fast fees, and what's your line?
No, I don't even use fast feeds anymore. Be honest with you, I don't even want to tell it.
What you use, bro?
Man, Mike used Kamai or whatever that brand is. That no name brand.
I ain't
For
gonna.
real?
I ain't gonna cat with you, man. I'm
But-
like, man, I feel like they tools like any barber. Any barber can use any tool and make it look good. It just depends on the barber, And don't get me wrong, tools are limited. Some of them are limited. Like the quality at some point are limited. Like lately, I think I got a few Andys. I think I got one Barbers. I got a pair of TPOBs that I kind of been.
I heard those
I've been
was
kind
fire.
of swing.
Yeah.
And they blade don't really adjust too much. It kind
Okay.
of stays sturdy a little bit.
Okay.
And I don't know. It depends because I got three suitcases. I got my house call. I got my personal at the house, Then when I go to Louisiana, I have a suitcase, and they all got different sets of clippers. So I kind of change up. I don't get comfortable with clippers. I don't really, because I got some clippers when me and him was together, and
I was gonna say Mike doing a lot of name dropping right now,
right.
and my man ain't getting a check,
Yeah.
and you know how that goes.
Yeah,
This is raw,
This is
uncut,
uncut
unfiltered
for sure. You ain't
yeah.
lying.
Once they start giving the podcast or whoever checks, they start getting biased. So then they start selling something that ain't really what they say it is, but because they getting a check. So y'all getting some raw, unfiltered truth right now.
And it's kind of hard, you know what I'm saying? Because it just depends on my comfort level. Like I know when I go to Louisiana, my clippers, I cut when I'm out there. I have like a different set of clippers in my house called clippers. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of it depends on the box. You know what I'm saying? So I don't be comfortable with a lot of clippers. Like, and I got certain stuff adjusted for me, certain stuff I like. And, you know, when we was in Vegas, we had a company gave us, I'm not going to shout the company out, gave me some clippers. Like, and it wasn't no big name company. It was overseas, you know what I'm saying? They was just like, here, try these. And for some reason, I was like, and I just been using them. Like, and I couldn't even, they don't even have a name on it. It's like a little swirly thing. And it's like, motor good, they working, they cut kind of, and I'm like, psh.
Mike is like one of them dudes in them viral videos where my man be cutting with like a knife and a spoon and it be sharp as hell. That's how Mike can make anything.
Yeah,
and you got barbers like that. You got barbers. It might not be hitting right out the box, but he might move
adjust
something
a little bit.
You know, and then next thing you know, he's like, yeah, these is fire.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's kind of how.
That's how Mike
is.
That's
how I look at it.
And a lot of barbers are like that.
Right.
A lot of barbers could.
The barbers that's real.
I mean, I'm sure you
barbers,
can make any clipper work.
Right.
In the beginning, you might, go through a couple of, hurdles with the way it's cutting or the power or adjusting.
Right.
And then after a little while, it just starts to loosen up. You start changing little things on it. Next thing you know, you're rocking with it on a daily basis.
Then we getting old, so man, some of them heavy clippers, man, I'm good. I'm like, man, hand get to hurting at night. You like, oh man. So
I feel like you just stick to what works for you. What I'm learning is a lot of people are getting the clippers that look dope on the ground. They look fancy.
Following the next fad.
Following the next fad, the next trend. For me, I'm going with what works there. I still think the Andes T outliners, if you set them right,
I still got a few pair of
hitting.
those.
That was the last edger I bought.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
I got the cordless one, so you know.
Do they work? Do they hit good?
Okay.
You see, I got you.
I feel like I don't know. Let me be honest with y'all. I give Andes their credit. You know, they the OGs in the game. I started off with Andes and fast feeds and walls. I feel like the tees, you can't really go wrong. If you just want something that worked, that just like, in the cordless, the motor is good. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on the blade. That's one of the issues I've been having with that, figuring out the blade, like that actually kind of. Yeah, that's it. So other than that, I give them their credit. I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying, downgrade them. Yeah,
I got you.
But I don't get comfortable with clippers though, man. I don't feel like I'll be like, man, bro, let me just grab. I didn't went to somebody's house and forgot my suitcase.
Wow.
So I had to go to Sally's real quick, buy all just whatever was cheap, the cheapest. Or go to Walmart. Let me grab some cheap Walmarts and they work it. I'm like,
that's what my wife said yesterday. I forgot my clippers, so that's what took me so long. She's like, why don't you just buy some clippers? I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that.
You see what I'm saying? No, you
I didn't want to do that.
You got to.
Yeah, so
it gets you out your comfort zone.
It does. I know. I can,
pushes
but I'm used to my gear.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm
used
to
it works.
Yeah.
So pretty much, I didn't did it. I didn't forgot my cape. I'm like, hey, bro, I got to put this towel on you, fam. You know what I'm saying? He like, man, for real, bro. I'm like, come on, man. Or
that's $20 less.
Yeah.
True. Nah, that's how the client be thinking. He's like, damn, this guy half-assing me right now.
That's crazy. That's crazy to think of where they came from, what we used to talk, to where they at now, and man, that's deep.
It is. So what is next? I know we're getting ready to kind of wrap up, but what's next for the brand King Midas? Like, what's the next play for you?
The next play for King Midas is being more in touch with. We're looking more towards the future. It's about 10 years. a 10-year run. So
Mhm.
we actually want to help more barbers, which is
Right.
why we try to bring more barbers out.
Mhm.
We try to get the supporters, the genuine supporters, and showcase them however we can, which was always a thing. But
Yeah.
now we're trying to do it on kind of a bigger level, where we can give barbers more opportunities. So it's a little bigger than just the apparel and the products. We're trying to build more relationships,
Right.
and try to open whatever doors we can open
Yeah.
for other barbers who want to follow like the path of what we created.
Right.
So we're trying to get to that level.
I like that. And also, can you remind me again of what all do you have in this King Midas brand?
So the King Midas brand, I mean, we started out with a cape, So the cape is what really changed the game. That's what inspired, the other brands to step their game up,
Mm-hmm.
which is great. It's great for all of us barbers. So we're glad we did that. So from there, we just evolved it to just a full line of vests, smocks, jackets, accessories. A lot, so many on the website that you would have to go check it out for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
KingMidasEmpire.com.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's a lot
Mm-hmm.
that we have in store. But most of it, what makes it different is that they go through my hands. So I'm a barber, so I'm not gonna make a product that I actually do not use, which is a big difference between me and a lot of brands. So whether it be like gloves or neck strips, all the stuff that we have, I
Mm-hmm.
use it or I have used
Right.
it. I'm not gonna use something that I cannot get behind and then sell it to
I
you.
see.
Right.
I just don't do that. So my whole aspect in that part of the brand is if I can't wear it and if it don't look good on me, if it don't look good on my clients, if it don't work properly, it's not coming out. And that's the difference between me also and a lot of other brands. I don't produce fast. I kind of take my time with it and I put my feeling into the products.
Right.
So
It's good.
yeah, that's also something that I feel like a lot of companies
Mm.
and brands they need to figure out because when you give somebody a check, they're gonna tell you what you want to hear.
Yeah.
So if you take that to the drawing table, you're not coming out with a pure product.
Right.
You're coming out with a product that somebody did for their own self motivation. But
Right.
us barbers, we putting out that work.
Right. We
Mhm.
You know
we're doing groundwork.
exactly tested,
Talking
tried,
to them,
and
asking
we put our heart
questions.
into it.
Yeah. That's
Right.
good. That's
And then
good.
we also when we selling the capes, we're telling them, hey man, tag us, give us input, hit us up. We'll post you. That way you'll get the same exposure
We'll
that
help
we
you
get.
grow.
Yeah.
That's
And we
good.
make sure every sale is hand to hand. Hey man, how's your day going? Where you based out of? That way
That's
we
dope.
see where they're coming from.
That's
And a
dope.
lot of barbers they're in areas where they don't have reach. They don't
Mhm.
have a lot of
Well,
they have a
sadly,
few
he got a
people.
good point there because a lot of brands that we support, we don't even know the owner.
Right,
Like you don't even know who you're supporting. Like
right,
just think about that for a minute. You riding out for this brand.
right,
You don't even know who really runs it. You just know a whole bunch of middlemen
right,
who part of the brand. Like in this industry, I could tell you I only know a few of the owners of these people that we support.
right. True.
Probably
Wow.
just like one or two, honestly.
That's
And,
wild.
and we at
Like
the ground with it.
Barbershop Connect, I know Lee. Like
Right.
Shout out
Shout
to
know
out,
Lee.
shout
him.
out Lee.
Yeah.
Other than that, man, I can't tell you that I ever met the owner of none of the brands that we support. Have you?
Right,
You know the owner of Wall, Andis, Babyless, or whatever else y'all
I
be.
right,
just met you.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But at least you know
I
me.
just met
At
you,
least
right?
you know me.
Right.
And not
Yeah.
only that, we have
right,
conversation.
Right.
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 So it's
Right.
You're in the trenches.
I'm
With
in the
it. You
Exactly.
trenches,
stand.
yeah.
You see what's going on.
Yeah. So I mean, that's something
yeah,
to think about.
Yeah, that's major. That's major. Man, you brought out a good point. Man, I know we got to wrap up, but I really appreciate this conversation because you
Okay.
shed light on your brand, what you bring to the table. Uh, One of the things that my biggest takeaway is that you literally are a barber who created a brand for barbers,
Right.
and you got it out the mud. Not a lot of barbers can say that. So
Thank you. Thank you.
hats off to you,
Hopefully,
bro.
we could start inspiring more barbers so
Yes,
we can make it all not only a dream but a reality.
I
Let
love it.
people know we could do bigger things.
I love it. Can you tell them how they can follow you, how they can stay locked in with you?
Instagram, everything is King Midas Empire. The website, KingMidasEmpire.com. Instagram, King Midas Empire. TikTok, or emails,
Yeah.
or everything is King Midas Empire.
Yeah. Mike, how can they stay in contact with you, bro?
Barber's Life on Instagram, a Barber's Life _. You'll see me first. Mike, aka Taco, in the building.
Listen, this has been an incredible episode of More Than a Barber. I hope you enjoyed this show. We'll see you on the next one. Let's go.